Helen Bradley, who is a senior urban planning advisor here in the city, has agreed to talk to us about some of the problems we face. Helen, thank you for coming in.
You're welcome.
Helen, I'd like to start, if I may, by asking you if there is such a thing as a city without problems, or do we just have to accept some?
Without problems entirely? No, definitely not. But with enough advanced planning, we can eliminate the majority of problems. The thing is, we're always trying to correct and make adjustments to allow for the increasing size of our towns and cities. It's an incredibly costly way of doing things. To put it in simple terms, we're paying for our failure to plan things properly in the first place. As a town grows, there are different things happening at different times. For example, more stores or offices or homes are built, and then the roads or the electricity supply or the water supply, well, we plan for these, but as I said, they don't all happen at the same time.
Is the problem different depending on whether we're talking about a large city or a small town?
Yes, because their needs are different. In a big city, the growth might be to include more office space, while a smaller town, especially if it's a commuter town, might need more homes than offices as the nearby city grows. And the homes will need different amenities from the offices, for example, playgrounds for children, which you don't need to plan for in commercial areas. But you notice I'm talking about planning again. It all comes back to that.
Yes, of course.
But where we live, the main concern is developing new roads. If the downtown area of the city develops each year, we may not need to build more homes, but we will need wider roads and better transportation networks to cope with the population of commuters coming in from the outskirts every morning and returning home every evening.
Is there a reason why we fail to plan ahead?
Yes. I'd say that any kind of development is a balance between what you want to do and who you're going to upset. We can plan for 1,000 new houses, and of course, those looking for new homes will like the idea. But some local people will say that we're destroying the countryside or spoiling their view. If we include everything else in the plan, such as roads, power facilities, maybe a new railroad line, each one of these things will have its objectors, so it's hard to get approval for all these things. People might recognize the need for homes, but they don't want them or a new highway destroying their favorite picnic place. But if everyone wants the homes built somewhere else, there's nowhere left to build them.
I see. Is there a model we can look to? A city that has planned successfully?
Well, Freiburg in Germany is often used as an example of a well-planned city. Back in the 1950s, the planners thought about a lot of things that sometimes get left out. They took into account more factors than other planners did in other cities. With its main emphasis on good transportation, the city was able to grow in a controlled way. Second, they incorporated green spaces in the plan so that the people living and working there would have access to the benefits of nature.
And did it continue growing in a controlled way?
Yes, it did. According to the website World Habitat, other factors that became central to the expansion of the town were keeping the number of cars down to a minimum, offering trams. In Freiburg, over 2/3 of the population lives within half a kilometer of a tram stop, cycle lanes, and a pedestrianized downtown area. Then, there's their use of renewable energy and making sure that the construction of new buildings is as environmentally friendly as possible. Add to that the fact that the city is 42% forested, there are water conservation methods in operation, and the people are generally more aware of environmental issues. I think Freiburg shows us what's possible, and more countries and cities are looking to this city to learn how to improve their own.